What is going on, guys? Sinister here, back with another SMITE video. We're taking a look at patch notes 4.17, which would be called Lord of Eight Banners? Or no, that's the god name himself. What is this patch note called? Oh, it's the Odyssey. There we go. Not really a special name because it's the Odyssey patch. So, patch 4.17, the Odyssey. New god, which we will get into right away since the new layout. Shout out real quick to SMITE for finally fixing their website. The website itself looks really cool, but it functioned terribly when they first, like, everything was slow, you couldn't load anything, but it's pretty snappy and they've improved it, so shout out to them for that. But new god, Hachiman, Lord of the Eight Banners. Now, I know everyone says this about every god, so you can't really, take this to heart, but OP. I've never seen anything like this. This is like Guang Yu meets Susanoo meets Ram. Like, that's essentially what this god is, and it's crazy. We'll get into it. His passive is called Master of Arms. He grows stronger as he lands blows. So hitting an enemy with a basic attack energizes him and grants him some mana per 5. Can stack up to 8 times, 0.3 per level. So what is it? Mana per 5 per stack, 2 plus 0.3 per level. So basically, you do hunter things and you get rewarded with mana. That's always good. You don't got to do anything. You be a good hunter and you get mana. First ability is called Eagle Eye. He toggles this ability, and instead of basic attacking, he fires a series of arrows that do additional damage, falls off at long range. Each hit can trigger item effects or basic attacks, and can critically hit. This is where the Rama aspect comes in. Take Rama's stim, his 1, that's essentially what this is, kind of. The bonus damage within 55 units is 10 to 25, and then if you exceed 55 units, it's 0 to 15. You get 3, 3, 3, 4, and 4 in the ammo, so the last 2 levels of it, you get 4 extra ones. Then it costs 50 to 90 with a 14-second cooldown. Heavenly Banner. This is, I think, like Odin's old 2, something like that. Heavenly Banner, he calls down a sacred banner, damaging all enemies in the area, and it gives himself attack speed, and leaving the banner, granting himself attack speed and leaving a banner which buffs his ally. Okay, so you put it down, you automatically get attack speed, 5 to 15% in scaling. If this little area, if one of your allies enter it, they also get the attack speed while they're in that range, which is pretty cool. Really cool, actually. So you just put it down. It can be his lane clear. Think of Kronunos' Bramble Blast. That's the closest thing I can think of. He doesn't throw it. He just kind of sets it down. Actually, you know what? Think of Kronunos' Ultimate. That's basically what this is. It's not as big. It's a smaller area, but it kind of like just happens. Like, it just appears. You have a little bit of time to get out of it, but you're not going to be able to get out of it. It spawns pretty quick, and it's going to do damage to you. It doesn't say the damage it does, though, which is unfortunate, but Pon was hitting for about 350 with it. But he did have Brawlers and Hydra's Lament on. And I think Shifters, but I'm not sure. So you can take that as what you want. Iajitsu, this is where Susanoo comes in. So we got Rama with the 1, and here comes Susanoo. He dashes forward, damaging and passing through enemies upon reaching his destination, swings his blade in a full circle, hitting enemies again. If you hit both attacks, the enemy gods are stunned. So you know how Storm Kata has 3. You got 1, 2, dash away. This is kind of like all in one move. You just dash forward. All it is a dash, and you do damage, of course. The logo looks like a little line, like a... We'll draw it out here. So you start here, you dash forward, and you end up here. What your little... I'm trying to think of the word. Not reticle, but the little logo, the indicator that you have on the ground, or where you're going to cast it. You have right here 2 lines, and at the very end is a circle. If you hit the enemy god in that circle, that's where your area comes in. That's when you do the second attack. So the line... Sorry about my phone right there. The line is where the dash comes into play, and the circle at the end is the area. So you can ideally hit both of them with that, get double the damage, and stun them. Pretty cool. That's where the Susanoo comes in, kind of like Storm Kata, just giving him a getaway. Costs 70 to 90, and the cooldown ranges from 18 to 16. Sadly, they don't have the damage here, which is unfortunate, but the ultimate. I don't even want to talk about this, honestly. This is Guang Yu. He jumps on a horse, leaps on his horse, charges forward while mounted. He is immune to crowd control and he can aim separately from the direction of the horse. He may fire an arrow at every enemy god in a cone. So this makes him king of lanes, essentially, and Joust is going to be very scary with this guy. You jump on your horse, and you can control it seemingly much better than Guang Yu. Guang Yu, you kind of turn slow. Not with this. You jump on, and you can control where you're going with this horse. You get one arrow to fire, and it's a very, very, very large cone. At the end of the cone, it takes up the entire lane. If you're in mid lane, solo lane, dual lane, or you're in Joust, it is going to take up the entire lane. So ideally, you could just be in battle. You can be like, hey, you got your ult? Yep, let's go kill everybody. Jump on your horse, hit all 5 enemies if they're in that lane, hit whoever's in that lane, and it deals like... Pawn was hitting for like 560. Like, just instant. Just free 560, essentially, to everyone. Pretty crazy. It also slows up to 25%. Sorry, up to base of 25%. Up to 45%. Cost 80 to 120 with a 90-second cooldown. So you got a Rama-type stimulant with, like, old Odin / support type 2 with lane clear, a getaway like Susanoo, and then you got a horse Guang. And keep this in mind, he's a hunter. So while you're doing all of this, you have all these wonderful abilities. You can just keep your distance and auto attack, and then get more mana from your passive. He's like an assassin type hunter type like guardian all in one. I don't know, crazy. And I could say all this, and he could suck on release, but that's just what you get. But what I've seen, the abilities look, wow. This was the god that was released, leaked last patch notes. If you remember, someone came in and killed Pon Pon at the Gold Fury randomly. This was the god that was shown. Those dragon arrows are what his one looks like, is basically. This is the recolor here. You can actually see the god here, and then his recolor is a green version of him. So that is the new god. Pretty intense. We have new skins. We have a Wild Druid Artio. This is a tier 2, so you can direct purchase this, which is really cool. It's only 200 gems. Oh, well, no voice pack because it is regular Artio. I forgot. Dark Summoner Nuwa. Very, very cool. Very different Nuwa skin. She has candles. Very dark. Yet skulls, of course. This is a direct purchase. I'm guessing is going to be 400 gems.
Finally, a beast at my behest. Finally, a beast at my behest.
Actually, can we click on this and show you? All right, we can do this. There we go. We can do it like that, and then you can see what the skin actually looks like. We'll do that for all these real quick. Well, I don't want to click on direct purchase. So there you go. This one is really, really cool. I mean, the effects. I mean, I like dark stuff. I'm a horror fanatic, so any dark skin, I'm jumping on it. But this one's just extra cool. I like how they did this. It's pretty dope. They've been focusing a lot on skins, and man, they're killing it lately. Void Piercer Amazenkab, another really cool one. This is an Odyssey exclusive, however.
I think I spend too much time searching for ultimate power, and not enough time socializing.
Wow, this is like really unique. More skulls. It's so unique. His beehives are really cool. I think that's what the beehives actually look like. Basically a little totem. We'll actually get into the skins and stuff in later videos. You can be sure to look out for those, but really cool skin as well. Hitting it on the head. And lastly, we have Storm Tech Shock. I'm not a fan of it, only because I'm not a robot-y Transformers type guy like that. Anything like that, it's not Transformers in it. Yeah, I know, but you get the point. But for what it is, it's a great skin. This just isn't my style.
Why is it that mechs never get scared?
Mech.
Because we
It's a
have
mech
nerves
skin.
of steel.
I'm not a big mech fan. Think of Thor's... What is this skin called? His tier 5. Whatever his tier 5 is. It kind of reminds me a lot of that. So for what it is, cool skin, but just not my thing. That is it for the skins. We obviously got a clap and a wave for the new god. Now here comes the Odyssey. The Odyssey is very unique how they did it this year. Odyssey points and levels. You can gain levels by earning the points through completing quests, or you can buy the Odyssey items straight up. Players will get a free item every 3 Odyssey levels and a bonus, and collection bonus items can be earned by questing. The Odyssey quests, there will be 7 quests released in each patch. Completing these quests will reward you with 1 level. So you can get up to 7 levels. Oh no, completing these 7 quests will reward you. Okay, so every patch you can get 1 Odyssey level. Get one just by doing the quest, essentially. The lore, as tradition with every Odyssey, also comes an epic story. This year the lore will be based on SMITE comic book. If you read the SMITE comic book, you'll know. If you don't, you won't know. I don't, so I have nothing about this, but basically what they're doing is they're picking up where the comic book left. So where the comic book ended is where this lore starts, essentially. The items that you can get: Void Piercer, Amazenkob. Obviously, we just went through that. Storm, Tech, Shock, and you want some Thor avatar, so we got an avatar there. Bonus items are cutesy rolls and Fire and Ice loading frame. Haven't seen that yet. That's pretty cool. Some issues with cutesy chests and other things like that. Chiron getting bug fixed. There was an issue where his training exercise could cleanse enemy gods. So that's awful. Defeats the entire purpose of Chiron right there. Well, not really. I mean, it's not like Chiron does, something like that, but you're supposed to be cleansing your teammates, not enemy gods. Brawler's Beat Stick. Just give it a little clap here. Getting nerfed, all they're doing is increasing the cost by 150. This makes it so Brawlers isn't a necessary item no matter the circumstance. Usually they're trying to make it to where it's focused for healing. If they have a Changa, if they have a Hell, something like that, go ahead and get this item. If not, don't get it just for the power and pen. There's other power and pen items you can get. They're trying to focus away from Brawlers not being, in every single build, regardless if they have healing or not. So that's what they're going for. Bastet, Cat Call, stacking buff provides... Bastet will now gain a stacking physical power buff each time a cat is killed by an enemy or structure. Will not trigger when the cats naturally despawn. I actually didn't see this in the patch. So the stacking buff provides 7, 9, 11, 13, and 7, or 15 physical power, and then the physical power total. So you can get up to 45 extra physical power if your cats are killed. This helps Bastet in the later game, I think. Early game, her cats are crazy. Like, I think one of the best level 5 ultimates, because it's essentially a free kill. But, with that being said, later game, it sucks. It's just, oh, the cats are out, kill them real quick. But now, if you kill all of them real quick, you're just giving Bastet an extra 45 power, which isn't good. But it helps Bastet, but I despise Bastet, so I don't want her to get any help, so I don't like this. Hell... I don't know what they're doing with Hell. They claim that Hell has been high performing in all levels of play, yada yada yada. That's BS. Yeah, she's better. She's much better and more viable come Season 4 with her rework, but it's still Hell. The same problems that you have with Hell are the ones you'll have with Artemis, are the ones you'll have with any immobile god. You're Hell, you're stuck. You can't do anything, and she doesn't really... I mean, I could be shooting out of my ass here, but I just don't think she needed nerfed, and she got nerfed pretty big time. Let me rephrase this. Maybe Hell isn't a good place, but is Hell in a place that she really needed to be nerfed? Because it is Hell. Let's say someone's really good with Hell. Okay, they've practiced Hell, let them be good with her. I don't think Hell was altering games like that and being, I don't know. But let's get into what the updates were. Decreased the explode radius by 3 units and updated the targeting to better display the radius on Decay. Now this is the big one. Inspire. Decreased the movement speed it gave to allies from 25% to 10%. Hell still gets the full movement speed, but not her allies. If they were going to do some nerfs, maybe tone the damage down a little bit. Hell is so immobile, and she relies on being very, 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 very mechanically good with her to switch between stances, cleanse an ally, heal them, give them movement speed, go back, do some damage, and then switch back. You gotta be clicking constantly with Hell. I like her, and I don't think she needs the nerf. I think she's at a good state. Yes, she can be strong in some games, but Hell isn't the easiest god to do good with. She deserves that little extra, oh wow, she can really hurt, Regardless, next one, Odin. Decreases base movement speed by 5. Any nerf to Odin I like. I don't even care if Odin sucks in the meta. Odin's just annoying to play against, man. One of the easiest gods and one of the most annoying. Path to Valhalla. Decreased the movement speed per stack from 8% to 4%. And the Raven Shout decreased the full shield bonus damage from 25% to 15%. So 2 speed nerfs and a damage nerf on Odin. Ravan, getting some updates here. Decreased his base movement speed by 5 as well. His Mystic Rush decreased the mitigation buff. Used to be 40% and now has to scale. You start at 20% and end on 40%. The cooldown goes from 90 to 70 to 110 to 90 though. So that's interesting. Before, what was the highest cooldown is now the lowest cooldown. Yeah, there we go. Before, what used to be the highest cooldown is now the lowest cooldown you can get. So big nerf right there. Soul added a new targeter to Stellar Burst to show where it will fire and when it will stop at a target. Thank you. Thank you. I've been wanting that for a while. It's something simple, but if you play Soul enough, it's not that much of a concern because you kind of get used to where the Stellar Bursts are going to go. But if you don't play Soul, or even if you haven't played in a while, sometimes you'll be going to clear that lane and you hit the front minion, that's it. Or you go to hit the god and the minion gets in the way. So it'd be nice to have a little more clarification there. So, good update there. Wukong also gets a 5 movement speed decrease. So 3 warriors get the 5 decrease from 375 to 370, being Odin, Ravan, and Wukong. And let me actually read this because I think I know. Yeah. Okay, so the ability to harass and trade, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the warriors that don't need that extra speed, they're getting knocked down. And I agree with those 3 very, very much. So increase the cooldown on his magic Kujgel? I've actually never even heard that ability said. Wow, that's weird, but yeah, his lane clear essentially gets a 2-second increased cooldown, and his Master's Will also gets a 2-second increased cooldown. So some nerfs to warriors there. Zeus increases movement speed by 5, 355 to 360. I mean, I guess at the start of the game you'll only move. You used to move super fucking slow, and now it's just super slow. I don't know. But he got buffed a little bit. That is going to wrap up the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and hit subscribe for more videos like this. Patch notes will be in the description if you want to look at this yourself, including all the pictures and stuff like that. And until next time, peace.